Where Future Unfolds is a jazz album from the huge jazz collective Black Monument Ensemble. This is like a 15-piece jazz collective fronted by Damon, who is this visual and sound artist. This project is based in Chicago, and this new album is a very spiritual and activist heavy release. You may be interested in knowing that this is also on the same label as that Micaiah McCraven album that came out last year, which I never got to review. But basically, if you just watch Buffalo Staples' review, you'll get everything you need to know, because that was a very good review. I just never really got around to diving into this album because this was like a 90-minute mammoth of a release. I only listened to it once. I will go back to it eventually, but it's just one of those things. You know how it is. It's just one of those things, man. And this album is very interesting. It's all captured live in the moment at a show that they did. There's lots of spoken word pieces, lots of really interesting concepts being played with on this album too. Lots of it is dealing with like activism and focusing on the power of the government and the black experience. And as well as these spoken word pieces, there are some beautiful moments too with the singers of this huge band that come together and harmonize, and they just have wonderful tones to their voices. It's a very soulful sound that they conjured up throughout this entire album. It's just very much coming straight out of the African tribe sort of styles that you may hear in very traditional African music. And it's a very warming listen overall. I mean, there's just so much positivity oozing out of this album. It's just so bright and sunny all the way through. Some very interesting perspectives to listen to as well coming out of these spoken word performances, and also the lyrics in the singing performance as well. Some lines really stick out as well, like the line where the singer says, you know, we're giving too much power to the government, and where's the power to the people? Well, why are we not giving the power to the people? Which is something I've always felt like is such an important statement, but you know, you say that shit online and you'll get like labeled like a fucking libertarian or some shit. Or the common buzzword you get these days is, you're a centrist. You're a centrist, the worst thing you could be. There are some moments as well where the music like excruciatingly intensifies, like on that first track where the drumming just gets insane towards the end. It's a real treat. And musically, this album just gets better as it goes along. I mean, those final few tracks towards the end are absolutely fantastic. A little three-track run of The Colors That You Bring, The Future, and Power. Oh, what a little run that is. The vocalists on this track, The Colors That You Bring, oh, they are to die for. The colors that you bring. Each time she elongates a word, it's just like, yeah. Then there's The Future, which just has this overbearing sound to it. The sax on this one just goes insane. The drumming, once again, this is just a ridiculous track. It's very abrasive and just so intense on the ears, but it all sounds incredible. Like, the performances here are superb. Power is an incredibly uplifting moment on the album where, even though just quite frequently on the track the word power is just being shouted, there's not really much to this statement, but I don't know, it just has so much energy to it that it really has quite an impact just by just saying that word power. But again, these vocal performances are just so friggin' good that it just hits that spot, you know? And yeah, all these bright moments across this thing are just wonderful to listen to. I just kind of wish that the music was continuously like this throughout, because I feel like the spoken word performances at points are just a little on the nose, or they go just a tad too long, that if you just let the music speak for itself like you do on the tracks like The Future, Power, The Colors That You Bring, and let the vocals kind of shine through, just like those tracks the whole way through, instead of the spoken word performances, I think it would have just been an amazing album here. Sometimes you just gotta let that energy roar through in the performances, like the musical performances, and that can just speak for whatever you want to say, to be honest, and I think that just would have helped the album a little bit more. But even still, as a jazz release, this is one of the best I've heard all year, and I'm going to go 7 out of 10. I think this is very good. I think there are some gems on this album, like I said, some of those amazing highlights are absolutely worth sitting through, even if you don't end up loving this album. But I'd like to recommend this because I think it's worth your time. I'm hoping the jazz heads will pick up on this one and this will catch some traction, because I think it absolutely deserves it. Thank you for watching my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like this album. Have a good day. Bye.